Good. Hey everyone, for today's video, we're going to talk about TTARTISAN 75mm f2 for the Z mount. Oh, it just came off. I'm not sponsored by the company, but they did ship me a lens to test for them, and they have no say in my video, my opinion, and just the overall impressions of me using it. So I essentially took this beautiful looking thing here to my trip in Italy and just travel in general, and I used this for some of my creative portrait work in the last 2 or 3 months. I've noticed recently that TTARTISAN has been offering lots of good quality, budget, friendly lens, or the E mount, Z mount, the X mount, anything you could think of. That's such a bargain compared to buying a native lens for your Nikon or Sony or Fuji for that matter. And what they've been offering with this lens specifically is that it's a 75mm, so that's a great telephoto lens for portraits, even landscapes, or something that you would like to have good separation between the subject and the background. And it's at f2, which is nice. On top of that, it's autofocus. It's an autofocus lens. What more can you ask for at that price point of $280 something and some change for telephoto lens that is can be used as an autofocus and is at f2. From my experience using this in some of my creative portraits I've done with this lens, and taking it with me to Italy for 2 weeks, I actually did have fun using it, because one is that it's so much more fun than using my typical 35 or 40mm focal length, which I love so much for my street photography. But taking the 75mm for a spin for street, oh man, it's pretty fun, because you could really get close to your subject from afar, right? Because of the fact that it's a 75mm focal length, right? So you have that nice punch-in look, and also that nice background separation between the subject and the background, and making it more subject oriented. In terms of build quality, everything is made of metal, and it has this nice clickable aperture. Oh, that sound is so nice. Aside from the metal construction, it comes with a plastic hood and a plastic lens cap, and I believe a plastic rear cap lens, which is you can't expect top tier build quality for that price point. But other than that, though, I think it feels pretty good, light, good construction, nothing really to complain about. USB-C port to upgrade your firmware. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Straight out of the camera, good contrast. A little bit of chromatic aberration, but that's to be expected for a lens at this price. Autofocus on the 75 is pretty quick, and overall I do enjoy using this. And the one thing I like about this 75 is that it's light and compact. You would expect something to be a little bigger because of the fact that it's a tighter focal length at 75mm, right? If I were to compare that to something similar, I would look at the Viltrox 75mm f1.2. Right? Sure, yeah, that has more glass to achieve that f1.2 aperture, but in terms of the size and the weight, it's night and day. Even though, again, that 75 Pro Viltrox lens is a whole different tier versus the focal length of the TTARTISAN 75, because it's a more budget-friendly lens. For the past 3 or 4 months, again, I mentioned that I traveled to Italy with it, and I had some creative sessions prior to that, and my overall experience has been great. I think the one great thing about the 75 is that it's light and compact, which is, you know, I don't really see a lot of like compact telephoto lens for that price point. And it's not even a crop sensor lens, it's like a full frame lens. And I think TTARTISAN has done something really special. Looking through some of the photos right here is that for my portraits specifically, it came out well. Like I have zero issues color grading the photos from that lens. It could be a little sharper at wide open, but I can't really complain. You could just stop down to f2.8, and sometimes I even forget that I have like a telephoto lens attached to my camera because of the fact that it's so light, and I'm so used to using like a heavier, bulkier version of a telephoto lens in general. I really think that TTARTISAN has done something special by creating an affordable telephoto lens that can autofocus. So who's this lens for? I would say it's for anyone and everyone. One is that you can't go wrong with buying a 75mm at f2 for 300 something Canadian dollars of tax. And that could be way cheaper somewhere in like, you know, in Asia or Europe or wherever you are from. So at that price point, 75mm, f2, autofocus, good quality build, not weather sealed, which is okay. You don't expect something to be weather sealed at that price point. And just having fun and having really good images coming out of the lens and color and whatnot, this is it. You cannot beat this at that price point. But you guys, I hope that video was insightful. If you guys have any questions, please leave a comment. If you want more content or don't want to miss some of my future contents, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. Anyways, thanks again. Cheers.